Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Garmin to smashing a PB at the London Marathon 2025 question mark. New week, obviously. We had obviously that snow and sleet yesterday, and it's made the path very icy. So I'm just walking in the road because normally for Norway the roads are fantastic, but the paths are really bad. So my daughter's been a little bit sick, and you might have heard her a little bit in the video last week. That she was coughing a bit. So she wanted to kind of sleep in my bed last night. So yeah, Garmin says bad sleep, delayed for recovery now, and then I only had a 49-minute base run today, and that's dropped down to about 35. And that, but the biggest thing on there was because I've gone through the actual bits on my plan this week, and it says that my longest run on Thursday was 2 hours 2 minutes, but now that's cut down to an hour and a half. The 2 anaerobics have stayed on there for now, but there's also a long run on Sunday which is an hour and 35 minutes, which is not long enough really. So I'm going to skip that, but that's later on in the video. I've already got the plan for the long run, which, it's essential for marathon training. So, that's later on. But today, I'm going to attempt to run home. As you can see, I'm all dressed up to run home. I'm off to work now. But hopefully the ice will kind of melt out during the day. So we're going to attempt to run home. It's supposed to be, drop down to 35 minutes-ish now, but I will stick to the original plan. I think just at 49 minutes. Already got plans. I know what I'm... this is the thing with Garmin, I plan things, and then they just change it overnight, just through bad sleep or whatever. I feel good. I feel recovered, and that, it's telling me I've got 32 hours recovery. Bearing in mind I have a rest day tomorrow running. I don't run on Tuesdays, so... by tomorrow evening I'm completely refreshed, so I don't understand why it kind of dropped me so much, but that's Garmin. But for you new viewers of the channel, basically what am I doing? I am running the London Marathon 2025 for the fantastic charity Seeability. They've given me a place again, so I'm very lucky for that. So I'm running for them, but I'm kind of as a training plan using my Garmin watch. Basically I punched in a ambitious finish time into my Garmin, and that should be giving me all the just checking that's not my bus, just giving me all the activities that should get me to that predicted time. So basically, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Again, please click on the links below in the descriptions for Seeability and that for the Just Giving page, and help me raise as much money as I can for this fantastic charity and that. So yeah, the plan today then, like I say, we'll run home. We'll run home from work. We'll do the shorter version of it, and that don't need to add any extras in there. But we'll run home from work and just recover for the next couple of days, basically, and hopefully get some good sleep. But yeah, basically 140 beats per minute. We will go slightly over the time that Garmin has said today, but it will be closer to the time of what Garmin said yesterday. And that for today. So that's basically you guys up to date. So I'll see you guys soon. So yeah, Monday's run, just a normal kind of run back. It's, you guys kind of know it by now. Just running back from the city centre back to the convenient place to catch the bus home. Covered 9 kilometres. I kind of got a little route now where I can kind of don't have to hit the hilly start, so I can kind of start running a little bit earlier. So I've got about 3 different routes so I can get onto my run home. which is quite nice, depending on the length of the run I need and all that lot, which I can swap and change a little bit. So that's all good. So yeah, 9 kilometers. The average heartbeat was 143 at a pace of 6:03 minutes per kilometer. And I ran for 54 minutes, 39 seconds. So, I'm happy with that. It's just a gentle run out now. It's no kind of run is getting lesser, if that makes any sense. 8 to 9K is kind of like my lowest runs now. Or so it seems at the moment. But it's, a nice gentle run for a Monday going into the recovery day on the Tuesday. Good morning, it's Wednesday. I'm off to work as usual. And today's run's kind of plagued on me a little bit. It's an anaerobic session. And it's actually, they make it a bit more awkward to explain. But it's 3 times, 4 times, 40 seconds at 4 minute kilometer pace. And that, so basically, with a 3 minute recovery, and that between each set. And then after 4 times of doing that, I have a 5 minute recovery, and then I do the 4 sets again, and then I have a 5 minute recovery, and then I do the 4 sets again. So that's 3 times, 4 times. And it's a 10 minute warm up, a 15 minute warm up, and a 10 minute cool down. So I got this on Wednesday, and then I got a long run tomorrow, but my long run tomorrow is not as long as I feel a long run should be. So I will be going further. I will be doing a longer run, and also just pushing some limits. But the thing about this anaerobic session, it's got the same session again on Saturday, I think it is. So very unusual that there's 2 anaerobic sessions in the same week, plus the same intensity. So I know there were some issues with the Garmin's yesterday, but that was more of a GPS thing. I didn't run yesterday, so it didn't affect my watch. We'll see what happens today, unless it's all actually been fixed. I don't know if that's how it's all done. But so that's kind of what I mean about this plaguing run. I've been thinking, do I do a tempo run instead, or whatever? I know what will happen. By the time I do this anaerobic session today, my plan will change for the weekend anyway. But I've also got to keep in my head that I want to do this longer run tomorrow. At the moment, the watch has got me on 1 hour 40 minutes for a long run. Last week it had me on 2 hours 2 minutes. So it's dropped down a little bit. It has gone up again a little bit, because it did drop down to 1 hour 30. So it is constantly changing, but it's not really going to change that much. And my training readiness is just under half, so it's still not great. It's like the borderline of being okay. But all my actual kind of training is, my recovery is 0 hours. I'm fully recovered apparently, which I knew I would be. So that's why I kind of did that longer run on the Monday, because I knew I'd have time to recover. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm in an R-in, but I decided that I will do my run in town. I've got more of a backpack with me, and I'm not going to take my running. I'm not going to run home. So I'm going to do it in my Hyperion Max 2s as well, so in my speed shoes. So that's the plan. We'll see how it feels. Could change it to a tempo run and that, but like I said, I want to stick to how the plan goes. So we'll do it for now on that one. Obviously the plan will change tomorrow, because of the long run is not as ideally what I want a long run to be. But then again, Sunday's got me on a long run again, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes. But still, again, that's not long enough as such now. I've got base runs around that time, so I don't really understand that. Maybe my watch really does need a reboot. We'll see. But that's the plan. So basically the plan is going to do this anaerobic. after work. And maybe, I mean, I need to thrash out a big heavy session anyway, just to kind of get going. It's been a very busy week in work. We've got this promotion on as well, which is kind of kept us really busy, which is great. So, I mean, obviously I like to do the things that help me relax, and a lot of that is running. So we'll kick into that afterwards. But yeah, just keeping you updated, and I'll tell you how the run goes. A little change to the plan. I know what I kind of said. I was going to do the anaerobic thing, but after a mammoth day at work, just kind of wanted to thrash out a run really. So what I did was this run. Kind of similar to what I've done before, but I changed it from kind of seeing about a 5k tempo run on a certain amount of time. I changed the time to distance, so I literally set up a 5k run, and I now have a new PB, and 22 minutes 31 seconds is my 5k PB now. Average pace of 4 minutes and 30 seconds per kilometre. I mean, probably not the greatest way to go out on it, but straight out from work. I had no lunch today, so I kind of managed to squeeze in a banana about an hour before I've done this run. But yeah, what a day. I mean, that's just icing on the cake really. It's showing the progress, isn't it? It's a really chuffed with that one. It's a new PB, day off work tomorrow, so I'm going to sleep well tonight. But I do have a long run tomorrow. But a long run is certainly not going to break any records. It might break, I won't break long distance records either as such, because I've run longer than, marathons anyway, but I ain't doing a marathon tomorrow. Rest up well tonight, sleep well. Then it will be a long run tomorrow. And back to normal. So I'm guessing the tempo run on Saturday now will be anaerobic, sorry. The anaerobic one will be on Saturday. But it's kind of, guess what I needed to do? Shift out one anaerobic and put it into a tempo. Garmin says it was a VO2 max run, so it's good enough to be an anaerobic, to be honest. But yeah, runs like this just showed progress, and that's kind of what we're looking for. So really pleased with a new PB on the 5k. I just keep saying that, you know what I mean? It's kind of what it's all about, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I can't sustain that for a marathon, but it just shows where we're going, you know what I mean? We're all running is progress, so really pleased with that. So time to stop waffling and just try and get some chill out time. See you later, guys. So as that run sinks in a little bit, really, just 2 points I didn't make in that first initial run video, and that was the new PB actually knocked off 22 seconds off my last 5k PB. So really, like I say, chuffed with that. And I know the first time I got that PB, I beat my Garmin Predictor by about 8 seconds. This time, I actually matched my Garmin Predictor. So that's quite good. And could I kind of pushed it? Who knows? Like I said, it was a grueling day at work. It's certainly wasn't well prepared to go out and smash a PB on a 5k. And that, not the normal prep for that, no gels, no nothing. It literally was a banana an hour before the run and some water just to kind of try and hydrate. So, like I said, so I just wanted to point those bits out, really. That was a good, 20-something seconds of a 5k PB. That 5Ks, they're quite hard to knock down the time in the end, because obviously it's small margins. And that's really happy with 20 seconds there, 21, 22 seconds. And like I say, it matches my Garmin Predictor. So, it kind of, gets you thinking that these Garmin Predictors aren't too bad. There's a lot of variables to come into it for the marathon, so I mean, we're not kind of thing now, and I'm not disclosing it just yet, but I will disclose my marathon race predictor soon, as well as my goal for the London Marathon, which that's going to be tough. But I mean, that's what we're pushing through and really kind of raising the levels, hopefully. So yeah, that's a fantastic, phenomenal day, really. You know what I mean? It was nice to kind of push that out. I mean, like I said, from the day I had to work, I mean, just goes that, I mean, we can do more than what we think. So, I mean, keep pushing ourselves. Okay, see you later, guys. Hello, so it's Thursday. Yeah, what a day. Didn't quite go as I planned it, as, you mean like on the previous video and that. Basically, got up this morning, double portion of porridge. Yeah, great. I was kind of, fueling myself ready for the big run that I was going to plan to do. I got a message from work. Could I go in and work? They were short-staffed. So, yeah, done that. I finished a little bit earlier because Thursday evenings, or every other Thursday evenings, I have my kids, and this was my Thursday evening to have my kids. That's why it's easier to have the day off and that normally. And the youngest goes cheerleading today, so she's actually cheerleading now, and I'm just in the car, just parked up. I'm going to do a bit of shopping and that while she's there. So I kind of didn't really get much time at all. By the time I get back, it's getting kind of late-ish and all that lot, and you kind of need to settle down and relax in the evening, or hopefully you get some quality sleep in that. So I had to squeeze in a run myself just on the treadmill today. So that's what I've done. I mean, kind of stuck a little bit with what Garmin had said today. So it's just a 31-minute base run on the treadmill, 140 beats per minute. Basically, I went a little bit further, or a couple of minutes further. I wanted to do an extra 10-15 minutes, but I just didn't. It didn't feel kind of comfortable, and that I'd already squeezed this run in. I had no real setup. It was literally get in the front door with my kids, changed onto the treadmill. No proper thoughts of fueling or anything like that. I mean, even drinks of water properly. So, bit of a strange one. And that's, I kind of just forced out the run today, so I'm not really kind of looking much into all the details on that, really. I can just quickly go through it, though. 527 kilometers, and that 143 beats per minute, and an average time of 6:09 per kilometer on that, or 6:09 per kilometer. It just didn't feel right. I mean, it was a squeezed in run. I kind of was hoping to do a little bit more, but I just didn't, like I say, it just, and so not a good run, but I've done what Garmin wanted me to do, even though it's not what I wanted to do. So we'll see. I mean, I will sort some bits out. When I get home, I will do a couple of sets of leg strengthening body weight exercises. Nothing great or nothing magic, you know what I mean? I don't have any weights with me. I just use body weight, kind of lunges, squats, leg drops and things like that, just to try and condition a bit more. Make sure I don't get runner's knee, which is kind of getting a little tingly, but it's all right. I can handle that for now, he says, and that. So, I mean, it's a bit of a strange one, really. Like I say, I mean, it's a bit of a weird week. I got a long run at the moment. My long run now on Sunday is 2 hours and 2 minutes. Is that going to stick? I don't know, because I've got a shorter threshold run tomorrow and then a base run on Saturday. So it's about a 35-minute 35-minute threshold tomorrow, which I will probably do a little bit longer or something. We'll look into that, because it's only 15 minutes, 166 beats per minute. So it's kind of similar to what I did yesterday, but I went for 22 something more minutes, you mean, to get my PB basically. Still going on about that. So yeah, the runs are a bit funny. I'm not sure if I'm going to make up to 60 kilometers this week. It all depends on the long run. I mean, I might extend the long run a bit and do the long run I was going to plan to do this week or today. And now that should get me up there, because I'm on about 22 for the week at the moment. So I still need to get 40 kilometers in basically 3 runs. It's easily done, I'm not going to deny that. But that's kind of where we are at the moment. So yeah, just kind of put down, you know, a bit of a disappointing day, and let's just get it behind us. I mean, it was a great day yesterday. I mean, smashing the PB after a hectic day at work, you know, without fueling properly for that either. So that's what I mean. That's why I doubled up on the porridge today. It's pretty much what I'm going in to buy some now, and that just to make sure I got enough. So yeah, just proves. I mean, life for us is just it's normal. Yeah, things don't always go to plan. Running doesn't always go to plan either. So as much as we got a plan, we follow it as, you know, best as we can or whatever. But I mean, life gets in the way sometimes. We can't stop doing life. You mean, and especially, I mean, we need to work, and that I'll look forward to the extra money and that. So basically, yeah, that's where we are. You mean, just enjoy your evening. I've got a few bits to do before I can relax mine and that, and get ready for a weekend of some good runs, hopefully, and some good solid efforts. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Good morning, it's Friday. Another crisp one this morning. Yeah, but the watch, bad sleep, and that, not enough, short, unbalanced, blah 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 blah. So it's taken me from what was supposed to be a tempo run today into a recovery run, and then Saturday has now changed into the anaerobic that I had 2 of this week. Then that keeps changing. It's the same exercise, and then yeah, it's got me on a long run still, 2 hours and 4 minutes now on Sunday. But it's not going to give me the mileage, and I know if I do that anaerobic session on Saturday, I'm not going to recover for Sunday. I'm always going to override Sunday anyway and do a long run anyway, whatever happens, long run Sunday. So just want to put that out there. You mean, part and parcel of marathon training is long runs, and I haven't done a long run enough, or not long enough run this week, so we're going to do that on Sunday, whatever happens. Yes, yesterday was very pushed and cramped and squeezed in and everything, and that's probably what has this knock-on effect as well. But a recovery run of 27 minutes at such low intensity is not going to work for me today. I mean, it's not going to work for my marathon plan. And I know that Garmin is obviously looking after my body, but it's also supposed to be getting me to a position where I'm going to be smashing my PB. And time is ticking, and you mean, we've made very good progress, but now is the time to kind of override these recovery runs, in my opinion. So I mean, I have a baseline of what mileage I think I should be doing at least a week, and I want to be hitting that. So even if it's just base, and to be honest, it's not much further than what I had been doing previously before the marathon block training. You know what I mean? I'd like to try and be hitting 60k now a week, and obviously that will go up in the forthcoming weeks, so I can't have it drastically dropping now this week, in my opinion. We do step back a little bit every so often, you know, 3 to 4 weeks we drop back a little bit in intensity or mileage to let the body recover a little bit, but that's planned. This change of activity today is not part of that system. It's, you know what I mean, it's changed because of my sleep. So that's basically, you know, where we're at there. So the idea then is I'm just going to take a gradual, gentle run home, and or even to just to the point where it's convenient to stop at the bus station and just going off there. You mean it's a gentle 9k basically. Might creep into 10, but you mean the plan is just a gentle run there. And to be honest, I think that'll be tomorrow's run as well. Just steady mileage, gentle mileage, gets me to where I need to be in my plan. So then I can knock out a very long run. I say very long run, a longer run on the Sunday, and just do that. So I think I've done a great tempo session, or great threshold max, whatever you want to call it, session the other day, getting my PB on the 5k. So my speed work's done this week in my head. Don't feel the need to do this anaerobic, especially if it's going to knock out my system. My recovery is delayed due to the bad sleep, so I've got to try and look at that a little bit without damaging it, but still getting in the mileage and what I feel comfortable with. And after all, these are algorithms that aren't quite right. If my watch is not connecting properly for some reason to my sleep pattern, then I don't really know what's going on. It's a zebra crossing, so it's all right. So then that's basically the plan then, yeah. So get a mammoth day done at work again, as probably, and then run home, sleep well, work tomorrow morning, run home, sleep well, Saturday night, long run Sunday. That's basically the plan. I'll keep you informed if it sticks. Morning. Yep, Saturday now. I did the run home yesterday. Nothing special. It's just a normal bit to get to a convenient place to get back. So covered 8.74 kilometers, pace of 6:07 per kilometer. So I ran just over 53 minutes 25 seconds, I think. Average heart rate was 140. So like I said, nice gentle jog. It's supposed to be a recovery run because it put me down onto that. But like at this stage of the game, I can't do these low runs. Ideally I need to be going over 10k's a bit more often than I do at the moment in my eyes. But I'm going to do a long run tomorrow, overriding whatever happens anyway. Again, my whole Garmin plan's changed this whole weekend again. For yesterday, before this recovery run, the watch has said a recovery run and anaerobic today. Now that anaerobic has changed to a 31-minute base run or something, maybe 37, which I'm overriding again anyway. Like I said yesterday, the plan now for the rest of the weekend is to do the after work today, run back down to that bus stop or bus station thing again, to another 8 to 9k, and then the long run on Sunday and that. So I show the good bits and the bad bits of the Garmin training. I know it's trying to look after my well-being, but is it really going to get me into the place I need to be with all this stoppages, really? You know what I mean? My sleep was fair. My recovery is as expected, and now I've got 11 hours left. I've got a 8-hour shift at work and a couple of hours, in between, 1 hour before, 1 hour after, before I run home. So that'll pretty much be done. So I'm all set up, my body's all set. Here's what I don't get or understand a little bit is my watch kind of says I've got an overage of low aerobic sessions and that. So it splits into 3. It splits into anaerobic, high aerobic and low aerobic. And obviously the low aerobics are my base runs, which I'm doing a lot. So it's got me on anaerobic deficit. I need to do more of that. I need to do more high aerobic, and I've got an overage of low aerobic. But it wants me to do low aerobic today, tomorrow, and Monday, I think it is, as well already. So that's not matching up. So I just want to as much as I'm following the plan or trying to follow the plan's got to kind of follow itself. You know what I mean? There's an algorithm wrong there somewhere in my head. Like I say, I'm willing to show the good and the bad of the Garmin training, and then obviously I do have to take matters into my own account sometimes to get me to where I want to be. So, but that's the plan again. Just the same normal run home as I did last night. Chill out for the evening, and then it'll be a long run on the Sunday. I'll keep you posted on the Sunday run, and today's run. Have a good weekend. So it's Sunday morning now. A little recap on Saturday. With basically the run home. I kind of went a little bit further out before heading back to the convenient place where I normally catch the bus back up the hills. And so I did 1 hour and 16 minutes and 40 seconds, and that took me just literally over 13 kilometers. And average heart rate was 143, and the average pace was 5:52 per kilometer. So I really enjoyed that because it was a controlled run. There was no kind of excessive craziness of beats per minute either, and there's no struggle or hassle. It was a nice gentle run, nice and controlled, and just focusing on that after a very busy day at work. And so one slight difference, I guess, was my music kind of lost the connection about 3 kilometers in. So I ran without music, and that's part of what I'm going to plan to do for London anyway. So it was nice to kind of actually start running without music and just see how that was. And maybe that helped me focus on my breathing a bit, just to make it kind of flow a bit easier and more controlled. So yeah, that was then. We knew we was overriding some of the runs there, and there's also Sunday morning now, and my run has dropped down to a 30-minute base run today, so it's just got lower and lower and lower. I know I've kind of overridden it, and that's part of the reason, but my recovery needs aren't high. My training readiness is a little bit low, apparently, but that's always because it's taken into effect of my sleep. My sleep was fair last night, but I've already got plans. And I'm going to meet the local group via their Facebook page, and we're going to meet up at the swimming centre. So close to where I do my runs in Centrum, the city centre. And I think basically we're going to go on a big loop. It's going to be a long run, at least 20 kilometres. And so the idea today was always going to be hitting over a half marathon anyway. And that was my plan for the beginning of the week. So I'm going to meet up with them, and we'll just take a gentle jog out on that. Always a little bit different when there's different people in the group, because obviously pacing gets a little bit different, and that depending on who's kind of leading at that point as such. So I'm going to do that. But the interesting thing now is my base run on Monday has now changed to a tempo run, which, to be honest, after I've done this run today, that's going to get wiped out. So what I'll probably do, because I had the rest day on Tuesday, I will take into account that run on Monday, get a snapshot of what it will be, and basically probably do that run anyway. And then I had the rest day on the Tuesday, so that's not a problem. So that's just keeping you guys up to date on that bit. It is a bit strange why it keeps putting me on these bases as well, because it again tells me I've got such an overage of low aerobic. So I should be doing some tempo runs / anaerobic to get the higher end of the runs up, but it just keeps knocking me down in time and putting me onto these low aerobic, which is in my head a little bit crazy. But like I was saying, we're not afraid to kind of give the algorithms a bit of a kick up the bum. So again, I need to get these long runs done, because marathon training is not going to get me where I want to be if it cuts me down to a 30-kilometer week. We will be over 60 kilometers again this week, and I look forward to actually seeing how much I have done once we get this run done. And so yeah, now you're up to date. I'll post the results after the run. So catch you later. So that's it now. Last run of the week done. Yeah, it was great meeting up with some people from the Loddefjord Løperne, basically Loddefjord running group in like the city centre, Bergen Centrum. And there was me and three others basically today. They're starting their 12-week full marathon plan for the Bergen City Marathon, which actually is the same weekend as London this year. So it was a long run for them. So they kind of only was hitting 20 kilometers today. I wanted to do a little bit more. I didn't go that much further, but basically I hit 21.6 kilometers, and that today. I mean, at the time of 2 hours, 12 minutes and 36 seconds. With an average, so that makes the average pace 6 minutes 08 per kilometre. I mean, the time wasn't important today. The pacing wasn't important either. It was just nice to kind of go out, get a run with some friends, colleagues, or or whatever. Just company, just having a run with some people. It's just nice to kind of, instead of doing it on your own. So I had no music playing or nothing. It was a lot of chatting away and all that. So that was really nice to kind of just listen in and things like that. They've all run marathons before and they've all done different majors. So it was all nice to kind of hear about different experiences and things like that. So again, it was a great run, really. I mean, the best thing that I can take from the run as well is the average heart rate, though, was 140. So that was a nice controlled run. And so the pacing, like I say, I'm happy with the pace as well. 6:08, that's, per kilometre. That's a nice little solid kind of run. And it's not record breaking or nothing, but it was a gentle, long run. And to have it controlled with a nice heart rate at that as well. So, and talking. And, when I talk, the heart rate goes up when we're running, obviously, and that. So really, really pleased with that. So a nice run at the end, to finish off the week. I know I kind of took off the Garmin bit a little bit the last couple of days as well, but it's really important now to get the actual efforts in, and with it kind of, getting so hung up on sleep that it really kind of drops me. It dropped me half an hour every day, basically, to kind of bad sleep or whatever. I had fair sleep today. And I know it put me on a tempo for tomorrow instead of a base run now, but I can tell you that base run is not going to be on tomorrow, but I have kind of programmed it into the watch already. When I have a rest day on the Tuesday, I don't mind pushing myself that a little bit further or harder on a Monday either. So I could be doing a tempo session on the Monday and that, but we'll see how, what the watch says. And that, but so the weekly summary of this all, 65.8 kilometers this week. So another kind of, I think it's a slight increase from last week. But now, it's 3 weeks up in the 60s and that. So, that's a good kind of start and, potential stepping stone, as we leap up and go further. And that. So, the long run will get longer next week. I do have to kind of bear that in mind, that long runs start getting longer. Nice to do a half marathon today, or just over half a marathon, but I should be looking at going a bit further on that now as we kind of progress that. And then in the end, I want to put some marathon pace into that longer runs and things like that, and kind of cut down the long runs into little blocks where we do easy, then I do solid hard pace, easy pace, solid hard pace, and things. And that's how I'm going to look at doing some of these longer runs as we kind of gear up to the London Marathon now. So that's it, really. Like I say, just a solid end to a good week. PB in the middle of the week as well. Thursday got me a little bit kind of harassed and that. I really tried to push in a run, or squeeze in a run, which just kind of wasn't there. But coming off of a PB, fantastic. 3 solid efforts now as I head into the end of this run today. So perfect, absolute great week in my head. So let's wrap it up there. So you can find me on Instagram. It's Neil Haddad that runs. and same as his YouTube channel name. Please, if you can, donate to Seeability. The link will be in the descriptions. They're fabulous charity that have given me this opportunity, and I just want to help them as much as I can. Please, click like and subscribe. Tell your friends. There's a crazy guy trying to follow his Garmin to do these really ambitious finishing time in the London Marathon in this year, 2025. So let's try and build the channel, and let me know how I can build it. What can make it better and things like that. It's just me reporting on what I do. It's my video diary basically of my week and how my training is going. So I enjoy it. I enjoy talking about running. So it gets it out in another channel. So but all have a great week, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, thanks very much.